Mortality. Mortality. Welcome everyone to the Intensity Racing League Short Track Series. Tonight we're going to be racing at Nashville Fairgrounds, and it'll always be in the super late models with some of the best short track drivers on iRacing. I'm your announcer Atlee @ManWeast, and I'm excited to be calling this race tonight again at Nashville Fairgrounds. Last week was a pretty exciting race. We had Brendan Queen ended up taking the win with close action with Tyler Tomasi there as well. Third place was Zach Wilson. Fourth place was Jesse Nikula, and fifth ended up being Blake Stallings. So we do have a few new drivers in this race, and so far in practice, Isaiah Gill has had the fastest time with an 18.23. Brendan Queen in second, 18.27. Kyle Meyer is in third with an 18.28. And if you are currently watching this race here on Intensity Broadcasting, make sure to share the stream, as it'll give exposure to the drivers on the track, the league, the sponsors. It'd be greatly appreciated, as we can't get actually fans in the stands, so we got the fans on the broadcast. And speaking of that, if you're watching for a specific driver, make sure to tell us who you're rooting for, or just make a blind pick on who's fastest. And so far, Nashville Fairgrounds is a very, very hard track, with the main trouble spots being turns 2 through 4. I've watched plenty of races at Nashville Fairgrounds in these same cars, and a lot of times you see every single time off of 4, drivers are hitting that high side, and tire wear is going to become a major factor. I think if you have a caution, majority of the field is going to head in to the pits. We do have one set of tires though, so you're going to have to use that wisely. Now we got 30 seconds left in practice, getting set for qualifying. Going to see who is the fastest without any other cars on the track here in Nashville. Would be Isaiah Gill, who is the fastest in practice, last race winner. Brendan Queen. Kyle Meyer, who's new to this series but has done very, very good in practice. Tyler Tomasi. Jonathan Thompson has a good time, 18.29. Moves to fourth on the board, and there goes practice. Wrapped up as we're getting set for qualifying. Getting some drivers starting to grid for their qualifying laps. Here's Jonathan Thompson, fourth in practice. There's Tyler Tomasi, last race's runner-up. I believe was fifth in practice. Everybody's heading onto the track right now. I believe this time by, for a lot of drivers, it's going to be the first time lap. And Jonathan Thompson is the first on the board with a 19.36. Then Daniel Folds has a great time with an 18.40. Colton Kinsey moves into second. Got Tyler Tomasi with an 18.44. On his second lap, Jonathan Thompson improves greatly with an 18.40. And it's going to come down to the thousandths between Jonathan Thompson and Daniel Folds. But when it comes down to the thousandths, Jonathan Thompson is the faster driver.
Got him by 2/1000ths of a second.
Wow. That just shows how close of a margin the cars on the track are right now. There's got Tillman Hewer about to get his second lap right here. Oh, and I forgot to introduce, we also are going to have Alex Veith joining us tonight. How you doing?
Good. Doing some double duty, doing race control for these guys, and talking about the action on the track.
Yeah, I mean, the times in practice were so close to each other. I think there's going to be at least 5 cars that are really going to be battling with each other throughout this entire race. It's going to be a close one between everybody. Yeah,
I mean, last week we saw Tyler Tomasi and Brendan Queen were kind of the cream of the crop. Yeah, but I mean, there's some new names this week. See if any of those guys can get up there and challenge those guys.
Right, one of those new names was Kyle Meyer, and he jumps to the top of the board as I say that. 18.22, great time by him. We've got Isaiah Gill and Brendan Queen still need to get on the board. As Isaiah Gill and Brendan Queen were the top 2 in practice.
Isaiah Gill is on his first lap.
Brendan Queen hops to second on the board with an 18.25. Looking to improve on his second lap.
Isaiah Gill with an 18.244.
Ooh, Brendan Queen a little bit slower that time. Can Isaiah Gill improve on his lap? It looks like he does another 18.24, so I believe everybody that's going to qualify has qualified, and Kyle Meyer ends up on the top of the board with, again, an 18.22. I think the top 7 right now in qualifying, they're going to be battling in that with amongst themselves. It's going to be a great race here. Nashville Fairgrounds, though, very, very challenging track.
Yeah, it's incredibly bumpy on the low side, and with the fixed setup, I'm not sure if other drivers were feeling it, but it was very. I'd put down some test laps, and it was very tight in and loose off.
Ooh, that's going to make a big challenge for these drivers to race out here and do good, but we'll see.
I don't know what it was like past like 4 laps on a set of tires, because every time I get to like that lap 4, I'd come out the corner, gas it, and drive straight into the inside wall.
Yeah, we did another league earlier, I mean like in fall of 2020, and they were the exact same super late models, and looked to be on turn 4 every single time. They're hitting the wall, hitting it, and then same thing on exit of 2. That's where a majority of the cautions have taken place. So let's go ahead and take a look at the starting grid for this race. Starting on the pole with a scorching time of 18.224, Kyle Meyer starting on the pole. Starting second is the 8 machine of Isaiah Gill. Third is going to be the 03 of Brendan Queen. Starting fourth is the 3 of Jonathan Thompson. And rounding out your top 5 is the 09 of Daniel Folds. 6th place was runner-up last race, Tyler Tomasi. 7th is Blake Stallings. Outside of him, it's Tillman Hewer. 9th place is Greg Brazo. And rounding out your top 10, we have the 75 of Colton Kinsey. 11th is Eddie Morse. And last but most certainly not least, we have the 11 machine of Matt Knights. And that is going to be the field, 12-car field, but 12 cars can produce some great action at a short track. Pace car is finally moving as we're getting for the start. Getting ready, that is. Now, tires played a major role last week, and in the only caution, the top 3 finishers used different strategies. Brandon Queen, he took 4 tires. Tyler Tomasi took 2. And then Zach Wilson, he ended up staying out. So I wonder if we're going to see varying strategies again. If we do happen to have a caution, see drivers pull down and get some tires. This next time by, we're going to be going green. In Kyle Meyer, Isaiah Gill starting on that front row. But we saw who's fast without other cars on the track. Let's see who's the fastest with the cars on the track. Pace car pulls in. And we are green flag racing here at Nashville Speedway. Just coming around turn 4. There we go.
Really held that one.
And as we're heading into 1 and 2, right now at the nose is the 88 of Kyle Meyer. Brendan Queen looking to try to make a move. And Kyle Meyer goes straight to the bottom of the track.
Yeah, there's a good example to see how violently bumpy it is here down low at Nashville.
He just fell way behind. I'm not exactly sure what ended up happening to Kyle Meyer, but jumping out to an early lead is going to be Isaiah Gill.
Yeah, it looked like he got really loose coming out of turn 2 and kind of dived down low to kind of get gathered up, kind of got his thoughts gathered, and now he's going to make a charge back to the field.
Tyler Tomasi is tracking down Brendan Queen for second.
One of the wall.
Oh.
Eddie Moore's tagged the wall. And
caution is out. We'll take a look at that incident. Yeah, we saw a lot of that in practice, that's for sure. And you'll see exactly what we're talking about here with this records replay. Here you go, watch that 83 of Eddie Morse. Here. Just gets way loose coming off a 2. Here we go, you see the car starts to come out from under him. And turns right in to the inner safer barrier. Slides back up the track, which is right into Matt Knight's tried to avoid it, just runs right into Eddie. And that was our first caution here at Nashville.
Yeah, tough break for Matt Knight. Really had nowhere to go. Just come out of the corner and boom. There's the broadside of the 83.
But when the caution flag came out, Isaiah Gill got out to a pretty large lead over Brendan Queen. But now Brendan Queen, this next restart is going to be starting right outside of him. Eddie Morris was the only driver. I don't think right now, since it's so early, I don't think anybody's going to go in for tires yet. But I don't think that's going to be our last caution. Considering I think there's going to be more things like that where people are going to get loose off of 4 and 2. That's what.
I really think the advantage right now is in Brendan Queen's hand because the high side is significantly smoother.
Right, I've been seeing that, and we'll see if that advantage will help him. As I believe this time by, lights on the pace car will go off, and we're going to be restarting next time by with Isaiah Gill and Brendan Queen. Tyler Tomasi, though, he's got a fast car. He was charging towards Brendan Queen before the caution flag came out. So watch that 76 machine, and also watch Daniel Folds as well. Has been in the mix. Here we go. Pace car pulls in. And green flag is out here at Daytona. Oh, excuse me. Nashville Speedway. I'm so used to calling super speedways, but there we go. The 14 of Isaiah Gill jumps out to an early lead.
Brendan Queen's not quite let him get away, and there's Tyler Tomasi right there on. They're all four really nose to tail.
Yeah, it's going to be a close battle between those three cars right there. It's going to take a while, though, for everybody to set up passes on each other, but in the end, I think it's going to be a very, very close battle between those three cars of Isaiah Gill, Brendan Queen, and Tyler Tomasi. Who's going to be the first to pass who? Will it be maybe Brendan Queen overtaking Isaiah Gill or Tomasi over Brendan Queen? We'll see in the coming laps here.
I'm going to take Tomasi over Queen first. Seems like Isaiah Gill is starting to stretch out a little bit over Brendan Queen.
We'll continue. Yeah, the lead's definitely getting bigger between Gill and Queen. And the reason why we're seeing a few new faces tonight is the fact that we do have one drop race in this league, so if you missed getting in on the first race, you still had a chance to get in on that second race. Isaiah Gill just put on the show, but we'll take a look now at the battle between Brendan Queen and Tyler Tomasi, who were the two that were up front for pretty much the entire race. At 5 flags, Tyler Tomasi looks down, couldn't quite make a move and get to the side of Brendan Queen, so he'll continue to try to set up a pass. But also, don't look now, Daniel Folds is also there, waiting to see if either of the two are going to make a mistake, and he can jump in and take advantage of that. Wow, Isaiah Gill jumping to a big lead. So far, 0.8 right now over Brendan Queen, and it's extending. Still, we watch this battle for the second place. Brendan Queen, Tyler Tomasi. Still, Tomasi's setting up that pass.
And what he really needs is Brendan Queen to slip up just a tiny bit so he can get right next to him.
Also watch Kyle Meyer. He was very, very fast in practice and qualifying, and early on started on the pole, got loose in turn 2, fell all the way back, and he's already made his way up to 6th. And as you can see, he's working on Blake Stallings right now. Blake Stallings tags the wall, and moving into 6th is Kyle Meyer. So already making some ground on the leaders. Make sure to continue to watch that 88 of Kyle Meyer. Still, as we're nearing halfway, Isaiah Gill has increased that lead to a 2nd now. And Tyler Tomasi is getting a little bit closer to Brendan Queen.
We're at the halfway point already. Only one caution.
Yeah, it was only that one with Eddie Morris getting loose, and 2. I'm surprised we haven't seen another one.
Yeah, I mean, the field's pretty well single file, one line. As you can see, they're kind of starting to dive it in low, let it wash high, and then dive it back down low and exit, really diamond that corner exit off. Try to carry as much momentum as they can going down the front stretch, the back stretch.
And with Tyler Tomasi trying to gain ground on Brendan Queen, you don't want to burn the tires off too much when trying to get up to the car in front of you. It looks like Kyle Meyer is working on Jonathan Thompson for 5th, and he takes the 5th position. Man, 88 car is on a rail right now trying to track down the 09 of Daniel Folds.
If there's anybody who really wants a caution right now, it is the 88 to kind of get these guys bunched up so he can get a good... He doesn't have to drive as hard to run these guys down.
Yeah, that was very, very disappointing in the beginning. Just got loose in turn 2 and and fell all the way back behind, and that could be the reason why he won't be able to win this race. And I mean, you hate to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was a really smart move to kind of keep it low, get it gathered up. You really don't want to force it and ruin somebody else's night.
It is very, very true. It could have been a whole lot worse, the incident. This time by, it's going to be 15 laps to go on the ticker, and still, Tyler Tomasi, got a little bit loose off 4 there. Quick flyby of the field, see where your favorite driver is. Thompson, Blake Stallings, Rick Brazo all in the mix here. Roman Hewer, Colton Kinsey in 10th. Eddie Morse 11th. We got Matt Knights in 12th, and Matt Knights is about to get lapped by leader Isaiah Gill. And Isaiah Gill is going to put Matt Knights 1 lap down, and now is going to try to track down Eddie Morse before the race ends. Brendan Queen might be extending his gap a little bit over Tyler Tomasi. I don't know if Tyler Tomasi's saving his car for the end.
Yeah, if he falls back any further, he's going to fall into the lap of Daniel Folds, who I'm sure is chomping to get inside that top 3.
Right, Daniel Folds is just watching for Tyler Tomasi to make a mistake, maybe get a little bit loose off 4.
I think it's a big slide coming out of 4.
Yeah, I think everybody right now is getting plagued with a loose car. There's 5th place Kyle Meyer, who's beginning to catch up to Daniel Folds. I wouldn't be surprised if he'll be able to get there by the end of the race and maybe get 4th. But if a caution doesn't come out and Isaiah Gill keeps his momentum, I think he might have it here.
Yeah, he's kind of ran away from him, kind of got a big gap, but I mean, at the same time, that comes at the cost of tires. If these guys are back here saving tires and they get a run, does he have the tires to hold him off?
And he's also, we're going to see maybe if Eddie Morris, when he's lapping him, that might slow him down a little bit. Inside 10 to go, nearing 5 to go. You see the brake rotors starting to glow. Back to this battle for 3rd. Daniel Folds trying to make a move. And there's right behind him is Kyle Meyer. This is going to be a good battle for 3rd place here.
Kyle Meyer really wants to get around both of these and get back inside the top. Tags the wall a little bit coming out of 2.
Yeah, that's been plaguing everybody. And I think that's not going to be the final time we're going to see that happen to somebody. But didn't affect him too much as he's still closing in on Daniel Folds. Daniel Folds drops to the bottom. And making the pass on the high side, the 88 of Kyle Meyer is going to move into the 4th position and try to track down Tyler Tomasi with 5 laps to go.
It really looked like Daniel was going to slam the wall hard out of 2 and he gets out of it and makes a mistake and lets Kyle Myers right by him.
88 is on a rail already to Tyler Tomasi's back bumper. Got 4 laps to go to try to make the move, and also the lap car Eddie Morris to pass, maybe try to use him as a pick. Yeah,
the best thing Eddie Moore slides up and lets these guys go, which is good. I mean, you'd hate to see as much as it is strategy. You'd rather watch these guys duke it out without having to use a pick. Kyle Mars looking low there under Tyler Tomasi. Not quite enough room to make a move.
He's only got 2 more laps to do it. Kyle Meyer, does he have anything in the tank? Or will he end up getting 4th place? He's got 2 laps to try to get by that 76 of Tyler Tomasi. Tomasi has to play the defense game. Oh, the 88 tags the wall and cautions out Colton Kinsey. Ooh.
Ooh, 75 was around. Colton Kinsey.
Take a look at that incident there. Just got loose. We'll check that out.
Yeah, on entry. That was...
Here we go. So yeah, on entry of 3, which is not normally the place where we're seeing drivers get loose, but there you go. Just the car comes out from under him, and same thing that happened to Eddie Morse, just gets loose and ends up hitting the inner safer barrier. Luckily, he stays on the bottom of the track where Tomasi and Meyer aren't involved in this one. So definitely disappointing for Colton Kinsey. Looks like Blake Stallings and Greg Brazo both head on to pit road. This is in real time. And this allows Brendan Queen to catch back up to Isaiah Gill and see if he's going to have anything, as we got our first of, I believe, 3 green-white checkers to try to decide this race. And I believe if the standings are as they are, Kyle Meyer is going to restart on the high side, which seems to be the preferred line. You can diamond the corner, see if that'll help him. We're doing a quick flyby of the field. See where your favorite driver is. Eddie Morris, Matt Knight's onto pit road. Here's Greg Brazo, love the Kool-Aid Man paint scheme.
It's going to be an all-out fist fight for these 2 laps between these top 4.
Yeah, I mean, all 4 are very, very fast right now. But I mean, Isaiah Gill, he's just so far this race been a whole nother definition of fast. But tires, could that come into play?
Yeah, we're about to find out if Brendan Queen and Tyler Tomasi are back here saving tires.
Something happened to Colton Kinsey under pace lap. Has a lot of damage on that 75 car from the incident. Leave this time by. Lights on the pace car will go off. We're going to be going green next time by. There we go. Lights on the pace car have gone off. You're going to see who is the best driver here at Nashville. Who's going to take the win?
Pace car is in. Isaiah Gill with a good jump. Brendan Queen gonna secure the 2nd spot over Tyler Tomasi, but just barely.
Yeah, Tomasi's knocking on that door. And, oh, caution's out. Tillman Hewer. Take a look at that wreckage replay. Not exactly sure what happened, but we will see.
Yeah, it really looks like...
Gonna check, find where... Ooh, looks like maybe some contact with another car. Yeah, and you will see exactly what happened here on this wreckage replay. Here we go. Watch that bright red Kool-Aid Man car of Greg Brazo. Boom, just makes some contact with the 14 of Hewer. That sends Tillman around. Makes a little bit of contact with the 07 of Blake Stallings. Colton Kinsey gets in yet another accident. Tags the wall. Matt Knight's able to avoid it. And same thing goes for Eddie Morris. Barely misses the 14's back bumper. So there it is. 3rd caution of the night We're getting set for our second green-white checkered attempt. Remember, we do have 3 of them. We weren't exactly able to see who was really, but everybody fell into their respective positions, with Isaiah Gill staying in first, and then everything was the same from second through fourth. But I don't know, if they would have had one more lap, I think we would have seen maybe different drivers in different positions in that top 4. Especially second, third, and fourth, those 3. I mean, it's going to be a very close battle between Brendan Queen, Tyler Tomasi, and Kyle Meyer for that second position. And then they'll be waiting for Isaiah Gill to maybe make a mistake. Gill and Queen are both great closers. So we'll see how that'll work out with the 2 of them. Battle of the closers. And lights on the pace car have gone off. We're going to try this again with our second green-white checkered attempt. There we go, pace car pulls in, and we are back green here at Nashville Speedway, getting ready for a second green-white checkered attempt. And right now, staying in the lead, Isaiah Gill wants second through fourth. Ooh, they're making a move. A lot of drivers tagging the wall.
Isaiah Gill really took on. As soon as that pace car was gone, he went and was gone.
Yeah, final lap here at Nashville. I think the closest battle, we got Kyle Meyer and Tyler Tomasi. And who's gonna get it? I think got people reckon Tyler Tomasi takes 3rd place over Kyle Meyer. Wow, great race here at Nashville.
Wow, that was a wild wreck there at the end.
Yeah, I saw some people crash there, like Greg Brazo.
Greg Brazo hit the wall and ended up upside down.
Yeah, we saw, I think, like, let's take a look at that incident there. But there we go, burning it out. The 14 of Isaiah Gill. What a race. Yeah, congratulations to Isaiah Gill. Had a fantastic race here at Nashville. Hit his marks, had a great lines, and ended up coming out with the win. Let's go ahead and get our results up. There we go. So winner here at Nashville, Isaiah Gill. Got Brendan Queen, ended up finishing 2nd place. 3rd was Tyler Tomasi. 4th place ended up being Kyle Meyer. And rounding out your top 5 was Daniel Folds. Finishing 6th was Blake Stallings in the 77. 7th was Jonathan Thompson. 8th place ended up being Tillman Hewer. 9th was Eddie Morrison. Rounding out your top 10 ended up being Matt Knights. Finishing 11th was Colton Kinsey, and finishing last but not least, 12th, ironically, was the 12 of Greg Brazo. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with the interviews. We have all three of the top three in the booth. So let's start off with our third place finisher, Tyler Tomasi. Hey, Tyler, this is Atlee and Alex in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got.
Man, that was an exciting race. You four up front, Isaiah Gill, Brendan Queen, Tyler Tomasi, and Kyle Meyer all were battling up there. Kyle Meyer was closing in on you in that final laps, but you ended up taking the third place finish. I mean, what happened here from Nashville in your eyes?
All the way up until the green-white checkered, absolutely nothing happened. We just rode single file, but it's just another good points thing. I'm trying to go for the championship, so second and a third is pretty good.
And coming into that green-white checker, did you feel the tires starting to get pretty hard to handle?
Yeah, a little bit, but it didn't matter once the green-white checkered came out. Pretty much the tires cooled down, so I mean they weren't as good as new, but they were better than what they were.
Right. Well, congratulations on third place. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Tomasi Law Associates, RLS Performance, Caddick Title Company, and everybody who's watching. And yeah, hopefully next week's a win, but goal every week is at least the top three, so we have a good chance of this championship.
We will see if we'll talk to you again next week. Have a great rest of your night, and hopefully we'll talk to you later.
Yep, you too.
All right, let's go ahead and pull in second place, Brendan Butterbean Queen. Hey, Brendan, this is Atlee and Alex in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you, bud. How you doing?
Man, that was a fantastic race. I mean, you were on a whole nother level. I mean, but of course, the 8 of Isaiah Gill ended up winning it, but you were in second place, and you ran away from Tyler Tomasi and Kyle Meyer there on that final green-white checkered. I mean, what happened here from your eyes here at Nashville?
Yeah, we just didn't really put in the time for this race. I don't really have much experience here, and got in here late. So my practice was pretty much the 40-lap race. It was such a short race that it's hard to really, get the track position without a lucky break. I felt like on the long run I might have been a little bit better if we could have ran a little more laps on the tires. But yeah, we started closing in on him a little bit there, and it was going to be a pretty good battle. And then those cautions just set up those restarts, and 2 laps, it's kind of hard to do anything if you couldn't hang on his door on the restart. So overall, guess it's a decent finish, but winning's always the preferred option.
Absolutely, but I mean, Nashville is a very, very tricky track. Did you ever feel like you were going to be able to catch up to Isaiah Gill?
I felt like lap traffic was playing into my favor there, and I felt like he was about a half a tenth quicker, and then I started becoming about half a tenth quicker, and then the lap traffic really got me close enough to where, I was able to capitalize if he made a mistake, and, he was pretty good tonight. He didn't really make a mistake, but I didn't get close enough to use the chrome horn or nothing, so it would have been interesting there. Coming to the white, he just got too far out on me. But I felt like coming to the checkered, I closed it back up. But overall, he did what he had to do.
Yeah, it really looked like if this race went another 5 more green flag lap, 5 more green flag laps, I think he would have had something for him.
Yeah, like I said, it's just, he did his homework. He was obviously fast, but I felt like on my side, I probably didn't give it 100% effort tonight like I did 5 flags. Not saying that I would have beat him, but definitely would have helped. But I know I'll be out of town next week, so I decided to go ahead and run tonight. And like I said, not a bad night, but like I said, if it had been a little bit longer than 40 laps, it might have been different. But hey, that's racing.
Luckily, you do have a drop week, so utilize that next week. But anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, just thank you, Atlee and Alex, for broadcasting and putting this league on. Dayton for keeping us updated. Old School Video Games, Bryn Trim, Atkins Motorsports, Duragloss, Affordable Transmissions, Rayvon Clark Engines. Everybody that makes this possible. And, just look forward to getting some more wins, hopefully.
Well, congratulations on second place, and hopefully when we catch you back on the track, it'll be another great performance.
Hey, absolutely. Look forward to it. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Here we go. We got our winner in the booth, Isaiah Gill. Isaiah, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Man, well, that was a fantastic race. You were on a whole nother level compared to all the other drivers here at Nashville. Put in a lot of great work in practice, was the fastest in practice, and was very, very fast in qualifying as well. But overall, great race. I mean, what happened here at Nashville from your eyes?
Yeah, I'd say I have a lot of experience in Nashville because to a race I ran 150 laps here, no tires, so I felt comfortable. On the restart, I was happy to start outside, and I don't know what happened behind me. We got a good jump outside and just seemed to stay out front.
Was there any tire conservation in your game plan, or was it all just drive the wheels off of and try and drive away from these guys?
Oh, no, there was for sure tire conservation. When I got to second place, I started slowing it down. I dropped about 0.2 in time, just trying to, save the wheels. And once a lot of traffic came in, I started picking it back up.
Well, great race. I mean, again, you were on a whole nother level. But anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Of course, I'd like to thank, Brian Canudio, as always, for sponsoring Gil's Dump Truck Service, and also Happy Coffee. And, yeah, that's about it.
Congratulations on first place, and hopefully we'll catch you next week. And let's go ahead and pull in, got 10th place, Matt Knights. Matt, you got a copy?
I got one.
Man, 10th place, fantastic. You were able to get ahead of Colton Kinsey, Greg Brazo. You got into a little bit of an incident, that first caution with Eddie Morris, but you were able to come back with the 10th place finish. What happened here at Nashville from your eyes?
Well, Eddie lost it. I don't know if he had to feed Rocket or something, but he lost it and just sat in the middle of the backstretch. I had no place to go, but that was a fun race. Appreciate you guys putting it on and broadcasting. Best broadcasters in the business.
And that is for sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. He might have had to go and feed Rocket in the middle of the race, but again, congratulations on 10th place. Great race. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Atlee Weiss, Steve, Mima, Dayton, Cassie, Josh, Joe, Alex, the whole gang. Who'd I forget? Eddie? Zach? Rocket? Don't forget Petey.
Yep. Well, congratulations on the 10th place finish, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
What do you mean? How about the next race here?
Oh, the next race? Yeah, we
Yeah,
do have
you'll
the
see
truck
me over
series
there, too.
coming up. We got the truck series coming up.
I'm practicing right now.
Ooh, well, and that we'll sign it off with that. I mean, thank you everyone for watching the race here on Intensity Broadcasting. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to have the iOS Truck Series with Matt Knights. It should be a very, very exciting race. And make sure to tune into that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.